From far and wide, Oilers fans, this is Dolynny TV. And welcome back to another Edmonton Oilers discussion here on Dolynny TV after a couple days off to just try and recover after what's been a crazy week leading up to Christmas. Guys, I'm Tyson Dolynny, your host of Dolynny TV, and today it's a pretty easy discussion. My hair's a mess, been under the toque all day. Where is that toque? I don't even know. See, it's been that crazy of a week. Either which way, Oilers kind of in a similar situation, right? It's been an ugly mess for them the past couple of games. Of course, the Sunday night game against Vancouver, the St. Louis game, just all in all, not a good time for Oilers fans at the current state. Things were riding high. We were at 1.92-2 under Ken Hitchcock in his first 13 games. Now all of a sudden things have kind of come down to earth a little bit more, right? That's kind of the case here. So we got to take a step back, breathe, relax, and figure out a way forward. And that's exactly what the Oilers have done here with, pardon me, where am I? Right there. I've got to find my Twitter tab. Right with these line changes. So yes, make no mistakes, Puljujarvi suspended after the Vince Dunn incident. We all know we'll be fine with that for a couple of games, although Kara was absolutely beasting there for a while with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So here are the lines. This is the thing we got to look about here. RNH, McDavid, Puljujarvi is the top line. Bob Stauffer very clearly says it. Yes, Puljujarvi is gaining confidence from the coaching staff and from his teammates in what he can do. You've seen if last game I watched was against Vancouver, and honestly, damn right, yes, that was perfect. He did excellent. He did absolutely fantastic to earn himself a spot on the top line for part of that third period. He tried to turn the tides, didn't exactly work for him, but he had a very solid game against Vancouver. So we can't blame him there, and obviously the coaching staff isn't blaming him. He is being praised, and of course the goal against St. Louis, so you got to keep that in mind as well. So Reeder, Draisaitl, Chiasson on the second line. Obviously you got to go back to earlier in the season when Chiasson started having success. It was a bit with Draisaitl, so maybe Hitchcock looking to reignite a little bit of history there with Chiasson and Draisaitl and get him elevated and get him going even better than he is, or keeping the same pace. And maybe what this move is not trying to keep Draisaitl and Chiasson together. Maybe it's trying to get Tobias Reeder going electric for us and being that second line left winger, whatever you want to call him, that maybe we're missing at this point. I honestly think we've got a very solid wing core for the past little while. And Caggiula and Lucic, you can argue kind of the weaknesses. But when Kara was up there on that second line, it was looking very, very good. So Caggiula, Brodziak, Kassian on the third line. What does that mean for the Oilers? That means, well, the identity line is kind of broken up. But I don't think that's a permanent thing. I think that is more so to get Caggiula, who has the like-minded ability of Milan Lucic, to get in there and get him kind of energized, get him playing, and then find a spot for him in the lineup. Like I said in my video, kind of for the realistic expectations for the Oilers' depth, it all comes down to finding a spot for Drake Caggiula. And maybe I should lead with this idea here. Maybe Drake Caggiula is not so much going to find a spot in the Oilers lineup as he is going to find a way out of town should he play well. That's maybe a theory we can run with for a little bit here. Drake Caggiula, not a guy you want to give up on per se, but a guy who, if he plays well, has some trade value based on the game he plays, right? He plays that reckless abandoned game that Milan Lucic likes to play, but when he gets hot, he gets streaky and he gets all right. Problem is, always seems to be an injury right after that, and that holds him back. So, gotta balance it out, ebbs and flows with Drake Caggiula and see what he can do, and he gets his chance on the identity line with Brodziak and Kassian to see what he can do against Tampa Bay. Maybe a good thing, maybe not. And of course, these lines are just morning skate lines from what? We've got Friday and Saturday to go still, so we'll see what exactly the Oilers run out there against Tampa Bay, but these lines seem to be pretty cemented, I would say, as of today, according to Bob Stauffer, who has the tweet on the lines. So that is the thing, right? So let's look at the fourth line. You got Lucic, Kara, who's suspended, and Ty Rattie. Well, Spooner's likely to be in for Kara if he's suspended, obviously. I don't think you're going to have Lucic or Ratty or Zykov at center. And Zykov likely to be the 13th man against Tampa Bay. Look at it one way or the other. I think it's just a forward surplus situation for the Oilers, and it's Zykov for Ratty once in a while. Is the long-term strategy here. I don't like that, but what I think is it's going to be important, like I said, once Caggiula's gone, then all of a sudden you got a little bit more to think. And I'm not exactly sure Caggiula is going to be 100% be gone, but I think a Caggiula, Talbot, and a first-round pick could get us a very nice piece on the back end. So there's a couple other pieces of note. I believe I saw somewhere today that Mr. Chris Russell will be back just after Christmas for the December 27th game. That will be absolutely huge if we can get Chris Russell back in time for just after Christmas, so as we can have him come back and do some damage here, guys. Sorry, my dog locked himself in the room. Give me a second. Get over there. Oh, he's gone. There we go. Good to go. Let's resume. Shall we get right back to it? That was probably very loud on your guys' end. So like I said, with Chris Russell returning, suddenly you're looking at things a little bit more positively, and I don't see anything for defensive lines, but you got to think, if there's going to be a move made, it's going to be for defense for the Oilers. So right now, it's kind of a toss-up as to what the Oilers might be thinking. As I said in my video when I said Clefbaum was out for 6 to 8 weeks and it's time to trade for a defenseman, I said we need to do that instead of standing pat. I like the trade option more than standing pat. I don't mind standing pat, but now you see what standing pat's going to get us, right? All of a sudden we're sitting in a not so pretty situation after a couple of games, and it's only going to get worse from there if the Oilers don't find some success. That is under Ken Hitchcock in a struggle of a situation. That's kind of the deal. Is usually the Oilers, when things are good for the Oilers. Don't question it. But once things start struggling, suddenly it becomes a whole question for them. But here's the thing for the Oilers that is the positive in the 2-game losing streak. Yes, we've been outscored by 6 goals on the season so far. Make of it what you will. Compared to the start of the year, things are a lot better there. We have given up more goals than we were the past 9-10 games. That's a scary spot. Of course, Koskinen against Vancouver, he should have squeezed 2. And Talbot, by the sounds of it, had a very Talbot-like game. So right there, is the goaltending back to earth? That's kind of the question. Cam Talbot, maybe it was just a fluke for those couple of games where he was playing all right. Now you got to start asking yourself those questions, and that's exactly what I am doing after seeing these lines for the Oilers today. Is what is the next move? Are these line changes going to stick? What kind of makes the move? And RNH, McDavid, Puljujarvi, that's a very solid line, considering RNH and Puljujarvi have been meshing for the past, 8-9 games, and now all of a sudden McDavid gets a chance to say, hey boys, I'll make sure you get your passes. You just bury them and we'll be good. RNH loves that. We know Nuge loves to bury McDavid passes. No problem. Or a McDavid rebound. Whatever. Jesse Puljujarvi now has to find his way to play with the centerman he loves to play with so far in the past 8-9 games, where he's been building confidence, gaining trust, all that. And now he gets to play with McDavid, who should be able to spot him. Jesse's got the speed. Don't doubt that. I love Jesse's speed, and that's one of the biggest proponents. However, the biggest thing he's learned since coming back from Bakersfield is not how to use his speed more effectively, not how to shoot the puck more effectively. It's how to play big, how to play within his body, and that has been absolutely a massive improvement to see since he came back from Bakersfield. He's getting dirty. He's working the shoulders. He's working the legs more effectively to work the upper body, if you know what I mean. And that is positive sign language out of a young kid who has struggled at times, well, pretty much all times throughout his NHL career so far. And now all of a sudden we're getting to see him elevated to the first line with some confidence and some goal scoring going on, and maybe, just maybe, a chance to spot 2 or 3 points with McDavid. And here's the other kicker. I saved this because I was going to circle back to it in the long run. Jesse Puljujarvi, according to Bob Stauffer, also took reps on a struggling power play on the second unit. So that means Chiasson should stay on that first unit with McDavid, which 100% yes. That shooting percentage is too unreal not to be chancing it out there on the power play. And so now, yes, Puljujarvi, like Bob Stauffer mentions, for now, today, it could change tomorrow. But I think what we'll see is Jesse Puljujarvi stay out there on that second power play unit, just based on, you know what, the kid's got to get a chance at some point to play strong offense. You got to throw him on the power play for him to do that. And I think on a power play that the Oilers have had the past couple of games, why not now, right? That's the thing. Why not throw him out there and see what he's got at this point, guys? That is my rant about the lines being in the blender. I'm Tyson, this has been Dolynny TV. I have not much more left for you. I will catch you in the next one.